Hello, Undersheriff Anderson. Today I'm out at the King County Search and Rescue headquarters in Snoqualmie to do a little tour and talk about the work that our SAR volunteers do for King County residents and also outside of King County. So I am happy to be here. This is one of those areas of interest for me, something I've followed over my career and spent time with, especially when I was in major crimes. I had SAR volunteers come out quite often for outdoor crime scenes. So I recognize how valuable and important the work they do for our King County residents. I'm here today with Deputy Ed Christian to talk about the amazing work that they are doing out here. Ed, thanks for the invite out here today, and just talk a little bit about yourself, and then I'll start asking some questions about what you all do out here.
Oh, myself. Well, I've been on since 1985. 1991, I went into K9, and I remember when Undersheriff here was a recruit.
That's right.
Worked with you way back then when I was in K9. When I went into K9, they made this my secondary job. So I stayed my secondary job for a long time. A little over 10 years ago, I left K9, and this became my primary job, Search and Rescue Coordinator for King County.
Why do you do this work, Ed?
It's still fun. I like the challenge of it. It's outdoors. It keeps you young. Yeah. It's very active. You're dealing with lots and lots of people, and it's still doing the right thing. Right. This is the one job that it's still a challenge, and I still enjoy doing the right thing.
I know that over the years when we've had discussions about the work you do, you've said it keeps you young, and yes. I notice that, right? I mean, and you always have this passion, you know, this desire, and you're always motivated for this type of work, and so that really stands out for me, and it's clear to me that this is what you love to do, and this is why you're still here and doing this work.
You know, and I've done SAR now for what, over 30 years, and it's, to me, that's what I know in this department. You know, you get a lot of calls, and you're going, I know that's it. I've been there before. What worked last time? What didn't work last time? Right. So it's still but it's still a challenge, and it's still fun to do.
Yeah. It's my understanding that you have over 700 volunteers. What does it take to become a King County Search and Rescue volunteer?
There's multiple groups that do multiple specialties. A lot of them kind of overlap with each other. My largest group is KCSAR. They can start as young as 14 and a half years old. They go through it's almost like a basic training, and it takes 6 months for them to do it. All SAR volunteers has to pass our background check and stay pretty much current on almost the same as police officer requirements. Four-wheel drive, operating those vehicles, radios, radio relays, stuff like that. Mountaineering, we have a canine unit, we have a horse unit, we have man trackers, we have ski patrol, we have base camp support. They all have this equipment, and all of their equipment is their private. It's their private stuff. It's funded by themselves through donors and their own money. So all the equipment that we don't have, they have.
Could we accomplish this work just with our sheriff's office deputies?
Not unless they want to spend $35–40 million a year. And lots of training and more deputies.
Absolutely. You depend on this support, and there is obviously some risk to what you do out here.
No, absolutely.
And so, yeah, and not everyone would want to take on that.
And it's also ongoing training. I have all kinds of people that do that. I have doctors, I have lawyers, I have a judge, people that work a lot of tech services, a lot of people that stay at home parents. It's constant training. I have people that are so specialized at what they do that they would rival any fire department, if not way better than that. The amount of hours they put in, they just put in hours after hour after hour on these calls. Some of these calls can go to 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 man hours on the big calls. Yeah. And some of them can go 5–10 hours when you add everybody's time up. So it's a whole variety of type of calls we get.
The doctors, lawyers, and all the other professions who have day jobs,
correct,
right? They're having to accomplish all this extra training and being available for call-outs and all that in their off hours, right, while holding busy day jobs.
And a lot of them are college students, you know, so yes, they do it on their own time. Okay. And none of them's compensated, but they don't do that to get compensated. It's their passion also.
Yeah. One thing that I've noticed about the work, and these are the stories that we've talked about over the years, is you do not want to give up, right? You have a hard time saying, you know what, we've done everything we can. There's always something else in your mind, something else we need to do. And I know that saved lives.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to stop a search trying to save somebody's life for my own convenience or somebody else's convenience. We're going to try to find them. If we have information to go on, we're going to keep going. It's amazing what people can do. I've had 2 cases where that person was found on day 9, alive. So we're going to try. If it was anybody else's family member, they're going to want us to keep going. But as long as I have anything to go on, I'm going to keep going.
Do you stay within the boundaries of King County, or do you go outside occasionally?
I definitely go outside.
Okay.
What happens is, it's King County. We have an interstate called I-90.
Yeah.
Everybody from King County drives over to KCSAR County and gets lost or hurt or injured. They don't have the manpower for search and rescue, so we will give them, they're our next door neighbor, we help them. So we go back and forth and help each other, because when it comes to helping people or saving people's lives, there is no boundary.
Is your team well known throughout the state, maybe even across the country, as far as some of the work that you do that may be a little unique and different, specialized?
They're well known. King County Search and Rescue is, I don't know if it's the right term, in this state, they're definitely the dominant power, because the amount of calls we get, how large, and the experience they have. An average mission nowadays is probably 5.5 to 6.5 hours. Back in the 90s, that was multiple days, because the technology now with cell phones, we have a pretty good idea where they're at and what the problem is. 5.5, 6 days, but again, I've had them go 12 days. Last year, missing a fire chief out of Seattle in KCSAR County, we were on that for 12 days before we found him. Over the years, it gets slightly smaller due to, or quite a bit smaller from technology, but it's not uncommon in the winter to be out there 12, 18 hours easy.
I'd like to see some of the equipment.
I got several volunteers here. They can show you the equipment that they have.
Great.
I'm here with John and Chris, Lincoln and Gilly. These guys are all part of King County Search Dogs that's used in search and rescue. Can you tell me about Gilly, what she does, how long she's been doing this?
Sure. Gilly is a German Shepherd. She is 9 years old, and she's been doing this since she was about 2, so it takes a very long time from a volunteer standpoint to certify a dog, so we've been working at this for quite a long time. She's certified in trailing, which is a discipline to help locate people that might not have GPS coordinates, so we can give her a scent article and she can tell us where that person walked. And that can happen within the hour, or it can even extend multiple days that they have shown proficiency in finding subjects. She is just a trailing dog. Lincoln is an air scent dog who finds any specific or any individual in a given area. And then Lincoln is also certified in human remains detection, which are the 3 disciplines that the dog group can provide to the sheriff's office.
I'm here with Joe. Joe's one of our field team leaders and masters of all this stuff here. He's got lots of equipment. Joe, can you explain what some of this stuff is and what it's used for?
Yeah, most of our deployments end up utilizing the litter here, what we call litter, for packing out injured people. So we actually lay somebody in here, package them all up, do the medical we need to do, and then we can actually transport them out with this. Notice we have a large mountain bike tire on the bottom, takes the weight off, makes it much easier to use. This is one of our primary tools right here. We use these all the time. We have multiple of these stationed ready to go. And then oftentimes we use what's called a full body vacuum splint here. These are a great new addition we've been using for a good 5 years or so now. What that is we can lay somebody in that, suck the air out of it, and it's a full body splint. So it's very, very stable. We can use that for just about any injury. Works great with our litter setup here. We can attach the vacuum splint to the litter, stabilize the subject so they don't fall out, and we can easily transport them down just about any terrain that we have to deal with. And then next up, oftentimes before that, we have to use the technical gear to access subjects in technical area. They've fallen off a cliff or they've gotten cliffed out or something like that. And so that's the ropes and all the cordage and the webbing, the beaners that we use for creating technical rope systems to lower somebody out of a difficult situation. And here we're inside one of our mobile command vehicles that we use as a mobile search base. Can be taken anywhere. We've got computers with mapping software we can put up on the screen here for coordinating all the multiple search teams that we have out in the field, and this is where we coordinate them and keep an eye on them and get information back from them. This is where we process all the clues and data that comes in from those teams. We've got our radios here. We have 2 on this side and a full radio bank over there. We've also got our bank of handheld units that the teams actually take out into the field. If we get into a funny place with interesting maps, we can just print maps for the teams. We've got a case of GPS trackers down there that we'll sometimes put on teams to track their progress in the field as well. All right, and here in the back of our comm van, we've got a bunch of gear for deploying into the field. We've got all our rigging equipment here. We've got helicopter kits, harnesses. We've got sleeping bags and sleeping pads and things up on top for packaging someone in the litter in cold weather. We've got a big bank of snowshoes here, a throw bag. We've got some whiteboards that we can hang on the outside of the van and put all the information on. A couple of litters, a couple of wheels in here, actually 3 litters, a bunch of micro traction for icy conditions, and more litter wheels over here.
What a great experience today. I appreciate Deputy Christian and his volunteers taking the time out of their busy days to come out and meet at their headquarters office to talk about the amazing work that they're doing. And it was just great for me to see this. I'd never been here to the headquarters. My experience of working with the volunteers has been out on the scenes. So actually seeing how they take care of their equipment, the type of equipment they have, it's been a great experience. If you'd like to get involved with King County Search and Rescue or would like more information, please visit their website to get more details about what it is they do. I really encourage you, if you have a desire to get out there and help in the community in a volunteer fashion, this is a great opportunity to do that. That's it for our December video, and thank you for your time.